Thanks, Ms. Chief. Okay, start off. Roll call. Dylan. Here. WC.
Yo,
Edward. Here. Kyle. Here. Myself, obviously Daniel. We got Joe in attendance today, our attorney with Miss Charlotte here as well. Chris Perry did not call in. He's not going to be here anyway. All right, moving on to item number 2, approval of the meeting agenda for today.
make a motion, we approve the agenda.
I'll
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion, WC? All in
I
favor?
thought she made a change to it.
She did. That's on here, I think.
Whatever.
That is on here under new business. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Moving on to item number 3. Approval of minutes. We have April, May, June, and July. April is in your folder there. May, June, and July are not complete yet. I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
I have a motion. I have a motion to approve the minutes for April and table May, June, and July. And I have a second by WC. Any discussion? Everybody good with that?
No, good.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Minutes are approved and or. Move on to financials. We still have November, December 2020, all of 2021, and the first 7 months of 2022, all incomplete. I'll entertain a motion.
Yes, all we can do is table. Yeah.
Okay, I have a motion to table.
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? As soon as we get ELP live, these will start being done. We'll have more time. That's the plan. Okay. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries. All financials are tabled till next month. Item number 5, status of complaints, appeals, and hearings. Mr. West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's one complaint to be discussed today that is 2022-03-31. That procedural history of that complaint is on the agenda. The complaint itself, it was filed in March. It was based on an October 2021 inspection of a home in Rogers, done by a licensed inspector. Complainant listed issues with moisture intrusion of the home in various places, including bedroom, dining room, as well as a brick lintel above the garage door not extending properly for support, water stains around the gutter at the outside siding, and a quote-unquote dead valley in the front roof. The inspector received the complaint, responded to the complaint, maintained that he followed all the proper standards of practice. In reviewing the inspection report and the complaint file, the investigator did note that there were 11 recommendations and 3 maintenance items listed specifically on the complaint. 4 of those recommendations were related to moisture intrusion. There were photographs of almost everything that the complainant had issue with was called out by the inspector at the report at the time, comparing it to the standards of practice. Almost everything was followed to the T except for one section, and that's 401 point 4, point 1, point 8, point 4. By the way, I hate whoever drafted your rules at the time. Anyway, that section states that the inspector shall inspect eaves, soffits, and fascias where accessible from the ground level. And the inspection report does not mention any of that being performed. While there's, again, significant complaints made by the complainant, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other sections where these standards were followed to the letter of the law. Almost everything that was mentioned by the complainant was, again, called out in the inspection report, but there was one thing that was not, based on this lapse in judgment and failure to follow the standards of practice related to eaves, soffits, and fascia, if I'm pronouncing that right. Fascia being inspected. The recommendation is that the board present a consent agreement to the licensee for failing to follow that standard of practice and assess a fine of $100.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept that.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? In his, and you may not know this, Joe, I wish Dan was here. In his report, was there mention of it having gutters on the patients?
There were gutters present.
Was there any mention in the report, again, I wish Dan was here, about the gutters limiting the inspection of patients? I put that in my
I mean,
report for a reason.
Yeah, I understand that. And all I'll say is that the report does not mention those items at all. It doesn't say this, the gutter was, those
Right.
words are evident. I don't have the
Yeah, I know,
report in front of me, but based on what Dan's report says, those items were not mentioned at all in the report. And again, until the consent agreement is fully approved, we can make amendments.
I say we table it,
Table it for what?
so we can hear back. I mean, was there, because it's only $100, but if there was limitations that existed, I mean, I'm not either way.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We can follow up.
I agree with that. I would like to see the report, honestly, to see if anything is with it. And my reasoning behind that is, yes, we're a consumer advocacy group, but if he's got any comments in there about gutters or obscuring or limited in the inspection, he done his due diligence.
Yeah.
And we're all in the same boat. We all did the exact same thing. So, and not.
Dan made a statement that he didn't cover the inspection of the fascia and the eaves. So I'm sure if there was gutters, Dan would have made a mention of that.
Well, you're assuming though, WC.
Why did we hire Dan?
Joe, what'd you say about gutters? You said there was gutters?
There were gutters, and that was what was called out by the complainant, and that there was there's water stains near the gutters. The inspector said there was light rain the day of the inspection, which was noted in the report, and that the exterior of the home was wet, making it difficult to see water stains.
Water stains on the.
I mean, if it's on the soffit, that's different. I mean,
You said patient, which is behind the gutters.
Okay. I think water stains could be all over the stucco, all over the brick, all over, it's like. You know what the water stains are.
Yeah, it just says water stains around the gutter, by a gutter. It does not state exactly what it was on. It's just that there were water stains.
I just don't want to slap the
Right,
inspector
yeah.
on the wrist if
I agree.
it was not his fault.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree, it's table. So
$100 or no $100.
So I can review the inspection
review the inspection report, Joe. What you're looking for is anything that indicates limitations for, and for the gutters being installed. Because those gutters are installed on the patient. We cannot inspect stuff that we can't see. And if he made note of everything else, in my opinion, the inspector is doing his due diligence.
I can review that.
So,
All right.
in the report, he says all these things the lady's complaining about.
Yes.
Except for the.
He,
But he has the but he's mentioned the gutters being
Exactly.
on there, but
that's
there's,
what I would like.
Yeah.
And-
no, I get that.
And Dan does a great job, he does. But this may be one of those things, we all look at it from a
Right.
different perspective, I mean, that's why we're.
Well, if Dan was here, we could just say, hey, listen, let me ask this, and you can clear it up real quick. Right, so let's table it.
So let's table it for next month. So that's the discussion on that motion, I do have a motion and a second on the table.
Second.
WC, do you want to withdraw your motion, or you want us to vote on it?
No, I'm not gonna withdraw because I'm gonna stand behind Dan until the letter is sent. And then we can discuss that and look at all of it. That's what we've got Dan for. I
Okay,
can't make a judgment, neither can anybody else without looking at it, and Dan done that. And this is his recommendation. If it doesn't go through, then we'll look at it. That's my opinion.
all in favor of approving the motion? All in favor of the motion for approving the $100 fine and the consent letter, say aye. WC is where you say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
Aye. Good. All right, 4 opposed, 1 against, motion does not carry. Now I'll entertain another motion to table.
Make a motion that we table it till next month, with either Dan or whatever, we have a little bit more information, and then go from there.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed?
Motion carried. Item is tabled till next month.
That's on that.
Thank you.
So you can see the list of other complaints that are still pending. There are no hearings scheduled on any other complaints. I will note, as far as the Hall case, we got the record, got Mr. Chairman, he signed the order. I filed that with the circuit court last week. A copy was sent to opposing counsel, so that it's all in front of the judge right now, and it's not set for any follow-up. I've not gotten any communication from opposing counsel or from the judge's office on that, but we've done what we were ordered to do, and we're just awaiting. Me stepping in for Ms. Chavis on this, I don't know what the judge, if the judge would want another hearing, or if he's just gonna rule based on what was entered, but we've done what we can at this point. I believe you were copied on the email I sent you with my copy of the,
Yeah, I think so.
but it's all there in the public record now.
Okay.
So that, unless there are any questions from the board, concludes my report.
Any questions for attorney? Who wasn't going to be here today, but apparently you made
I
time.
don't know who said I wasn't gonna be here today.
Possibly wasn't going to be.
No, I 100% had plans to be
Okay.
here. I was out yesterday and the day before, but I was.
That may have been it.
That would make it possibly.
All right, moving on. Item number 6, review of new applicants. We have 7 new applicants today. A few are on the chat right now on the Zoom. I'll entertain a motion for these 7.
I make a motion, we approve number 2, number 3, number 5, number 6, and number 7 applicants.
I have a motion to approve 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Dylan. Any discussion?
On, that included, number 7, right?
Yes. 2, 3, 5, 6,
Yes.
7. So that was Savannah Gunther, sorry if I mispronounced that, Hank Howe, Hugh Scott Phillips, Jason Roberts, and Justin Ward. So any discussion on these 5?
Was he listed as the insured on number 7? I didn't see it, and that looked good.
Insurance is on that new update she sent on the scheduling.
Okay, so there's a second, he was part of the update?
Yeah. Once you
Okay.
change the agenda, it's part of that.
That was on Justin Ward, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, hold on 1 second. You're asking about the insurance.
Now, yes, number 7, I didn't see where he was listed at the top or the bottom of that insurance contract.
The insurance should be with his first.
Looking Cranny, okay, and then down here, Justin Ward.
We're good. Number 7's good.
All right. Any other discussion regarding these 5 applicants? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, these 5 applicants are approved. That's Savannah Gunther, Hank Howe, Hugh Scott Phillips, Jason Roberts, and Justin Ward. Gentlemen, ladies, or lady, y'all are approved for your license, I can't talk. Please give Charlotte a week or a week and a half to get your cards mailed to you, and don't perform any inspections until you have your cards and actually have your card number, your inspector number, okay? Have any questions directly? You could email Charlotte, but please copy me on it because I have more time to respond to email than she does. Any questions? All right, thank y'all for attending. Moving on. Applicant number 1. Joseph Delgado, go ahead.
Can we ask why we weren't approved?
Dylan.
We haven't got to you yet. You have not been approved.
Okay, apologies.
Here, Joseph Delgado and Dylan Jump, stay on the line. If you're on the line, we'll get to you in just a second. Applicant number 1, Joseph Delgado. I entertain a
I make a
motion.
motion, we approve Joseph Delgado.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a second by Kyle. Any discussion?
Criminal background.
Is Legal Bulldog, does these charges current from 2021 in Arizona affect us?
Hang on. He has not seen that. All right. Joseph, you're on the line.
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Question, you can probably clear this up. You get caught up. I didn't make any notes this time, so hold on.
I had no criminal charges, so if the background that I provided, it might have been
So-
for whatever reason looped in with my name, but I have a clean record. I have nothing.
That's the thing. You didn't live in Arizona.
That's correct. I have not.
The on the criminal background check, it covers everyone with a name similar to his. This one is Jose Delgado.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not me.
Same age. You're 33.
I'm 33,
What's your date of birth?
10/22/1988.
Date of birth of Jose is October 22nd of 88.
Okay, well, the other one had a rap sheet, so we're good.
Exactly. When they do those, this is for the board's reference, when they do those background checks, they cover everyone and they get anyone with a possible same name. Okay, you've got to take into account their date of birth and their age as well, and where they've lived. He never made note of living in Arizona, so I immediately marked it off. Okay. Any other discussion?
Having not seen the sheet, but I can tell you from my prosecutor days, I definitely saw that frequently on FBI.
Right.
files.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving Joseph Delgado, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, Joseph, you are approved. Please give us a week to week and a half to get your card. Do not perform any inspections until then, until you receive your card. If you have any questions, you can email Charlotte, but please copy me on there as well, because I'll reply quicker. All right,
Okay.
moving on. Thank you for that, clearing that up. Moving on, applicant number 4, Dylan Jump. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve Dylan Jump.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second by Dylan. Any discussion?
Just the AHIP address update. And again, I'm the old bulldog when it comes to listed insured. I didn't see that either.
Okay, hold on 1 minute.
I have a problem with the insurance also.
What's your issue with the insurance? WC?
His name's not listed on there.
It is now.
It is now. Okay, good. And then, we're gonna update that.
We'll get that data PO box for this. I think that's the only one that had that.
The old address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else needs to see this? Any other discussion on Mr. Jump?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Dylan, you are approved. You heard my comment to Joseph and the other people earlier. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day. All right.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have continuing education and pre-registration courses. WC?
I make a motion, we approve ASHI's Inspection World 2023 course list. All of them are renewals.
Okay, they've been approved previously. I have a motion on the table.
Yeah.
I have a second.
Second.
I have a second by Kyle. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of ASHI's Inspection World 2023 CE courses, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. These are approved. Is that all you have, WC?
Yes.
Moving on to item number 8, new business. So we need to decide as a board a definitive date on when ELP should go public for new applicants. Okay? It's basically to avoid new applicants submitting their applications by mail. Okay, so we don't have a lapse in the system. Because if they submit it by mail, then they go online, stuff doesn't get transferred over, or it gets transferred over and they have 2 files, so it's going to cause an issue. So we need to come up with a definitive date for ELP for new applicants.
Has it all been tested?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
When is it going to be available to go online? If we say September 1, can they meet that deadline?
Yes, I've already been in it. A lot of the bugs are worked out. Majority of them, there's very few things that can change. Charlotte and I actually have another training session next week on it, and that'll probably be the last one. And then it'll be able to step up. Is that right, Ms. Jean? Okay.
I would make a motion, we go September 1, 2022.
I'll second that. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Board members will be, and I'm going to, when I talk to them next week, I'll be sure I get y'all logged on this month, so y'all can get into it to see. As well.
Now, this is for new applicants.
This is for new applicants only. The renewal side actually is in the works, but it's not ready to go forward. But
We can create an account yet? Not yet.
Are we going to be able to do re-registration this year online, or that is going to be 23?
that is the plan, yes, and it's gonna be fast and
Okay.
furious. All right, but the new applicant process for building our process is the baseline, okay? Most of that is built.
Yeah.
They've got it in a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Beta.
Not really, but yeah, It's a different, they've already got it set up, but it's not live, so you can get in there and add stuff and check it, and applicants and fill stuff out, which is what we've done, and created fictitious people so that we know that that works. So that's the base of it. Doing the renewals is gonna take off of that, so it's not, it doesn't have to be built, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be built with the details of this. So it's gonna happen a lot quicker.
I
So-
want to see everything implemented as quick as possible, but not to the detriment of it causing problems. So,
Well, it's gonna cause problems.
yeah, I mean,
There's no two ways about it, because we're humans, we're used to doing things by paper a certain way, so it's gonna cause issues. But if we go live with the pre-registration, the new applicants on September 1st, there's no reason why we probably would not be able to go live with renewals come October 1st or even October 15th. Okay? That's how quick it'll happen.
and then we can work out any bugs along the way.
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure it was.
And can I just add that we need to make it very clear that this is not renewal, this is for new applicants only, because you know our base.
Make it very clear to whom, WC?
The people looking at the website, this is for new applicants only until we get a chance to go with registration.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not gonna be an issue. Yeah, we will let it be known, because actually, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, I think, current licensees aren't gonna get the notification that it's live immediately. It's just gonna be for initial registration. Okay, so we're gonna make that happen, and it'll be well known.
They're supposed to set up all of the current.
Right, so all the current licensees, what's gonna happen, if I remember correctly, Ms. G, you will correct me, I'm sure. So they're doing the data migration, that's the word I'm looking for. Data migration, all of us that already have licenses are gonna have a profile set up. They will get an email stating they need to log in, and the first thing they get will be change their password. Because they're gonna get the required, whatever, introduction to it. So we're already gonna have a profile set up. That's why we've got to do the pre-registration initial first, because they have to set up their profile. Does that make sense, WC?
But I'm just saying, this is being recorded. So next March, when the guy said, I done it online, that's the reason why I haven't had my license renewed. I just wanted to go back and play this,
Any other
because you
discussion?
know it's gonna happen.
When someone does a renewal, will they be able to print out the receipt saying this has been done?
Well, not only that, you'll be able to print out their card with the new dates. Yes.
Oh, okay, so it's, regular paper card. I like our new cards we have now.
I know, and we're working on that. But yes, they'll be able to upload, download it, or whatever, right then, with my signature. If they bring it.
And then eventually, weren't we looking at, once everyone's logged in and has the ELP, is that we're gonna somehow maybe be able to use that data for the website is showing who's a current
Oh,
to
yeah.
the public.
That's easy. That's easy code to write after we got it started. Okay. I keep looking at Miss G.
Just remember.
She's agreeing with me, so I think I'm saying the right stuff.
On this stuff, good information going in,
It's good information
coming out.
And that's why we don't want the current licensees to create the profile. Because it won't corrupt the system, but now we'll have two profiles of the same person. So that's gonna cause issues. That's why we're not doing that.
You better make some of those that are required asterisk or whatever, that they have to fill out that section. Don't give them an option before they hit
But
submit.
we've got
So
it.
they won't
We
do it.
have that. We have those set up. There's certain blocks or sections through the process that if they don't fill it out, it will not proceed. They're all required. And then there's several of those that aren't. And if they're required, and it pops up another question, that immediately populates. It's a pretty good system the way we got it set up right now. Okay, and I'll try to get you guys able to see it as well. quickly. So September 1st, 2022 is what we're looking at going live for the definitive date for ELP. Any other discussion? This is for pre-registration initial applicants only. Hearing no discussion, all in favor of approving the September 1st, 2022 as the definitive date for going live for new applicants, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. September 1st, the date we're given the IT. Okay. All right, moving on. Item number 2, list of home inspectors whose license has lapsed. Did y'all have a chance to renew that, to look over that?
I did. Button, press the list.
Yeah, so these are, I guess I didn't get them. I was looking at my file, but I don't have it. No, it's fine. I'm looking to get one. Oh, I got it right in front of me. My bad. My bad. I looked somewhere else. All right, so these, let's start with the ones that never renewed. Okay? That's the single page. These are applicants who had licenses and they never renewed, so it automatically went inactive status. This is from 2016 to now. Okay, or sorry, 2016 to 2020. Okay. By year, you can see 11, 11, 11, 14, 13. Any questions on any of these?
We don't ever follow up with you.
We haven't. This is the first time that we've actually printed off for Charlotte's research and stuff. Okay.
I'm gonna ask the inevitable stupid question.
Go ahead.
How many new applicants did we have in this? When we lost 178 non-renewals, how many new inspectors did we bring on? Anybody know the answer to that? Is that,
Never done the math.
Well, you'd have to look for, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. No, yeah, I don't, it's not there, but
We have not, I don't think we have that number yet. WC.
well, I mean,
And this kind of goes to our other discussion that we had regarding turning door or revolving door concept. Okay, same thing you're asking. How many?
well,
You know how many we've taken in? How many we know how many we've lost? How many we've taken in since then, and why?
Yeah.
Okay.
and I only brought that up to do this as education. I still think, and I've asked our schools and the ones I've talked with to give us something about these guys coming in trying to set up a business and run it, educating business-wise. Are any of these that left because they didn't find business or they got in trouble? What, running a home inspection business is not just looking at plumbing and construction. So that was just my reason for asking that. I wanted to hawk education again.
And I can't answer that. That's one thing we're kind of in the process of figuring out. We really need somebody to take the ball of that and just get with ULR, whoever, and do that study for us and find out. We have the funds to fund that, but we've got to get somebody to do it.
it's business 101. I mean,
Well, one of these guys, for instance, that never renewed, Todd Belverstone, I actually know him. I worked with him in the aircraft industry before. The reason he didn't renew is because he actually went back on active duty status with the Air Force, so he quit doing inspection. That's why he never renewed. And it's not that he didn't have business, because he did, but he went back to the Air Force.
And I'm sure there's a lot of them that way, but we're looking at it blindly. If you don't know one of these guys, you don't know why they quit. So that's all.
What?
Do we need to know?
I'm
why they-
sure there's a lot more reasons than not knowing how to run a business. But
You see, Edward's asking, do we need to know why they quit?
yeah,
Why?
do we need to know?
Yeah, why?
So we could improve
So
to help the next guy that wants to get in.
for the same reason, the real estate industry, real estate commission, they're always wanting to improve their industry and so forth. So
Yeah.
they have people come in, get their license, pay $4,000 or whatever, get the license. And then they never do anything with it if they do for a year.
Yeah.
And they're out. They want to go out. And that's kind of the premise of it. And this goes back several years with the home inspector board. We've been trying to find out, but we've never had the resources to do
I
it.
see what you're saying.
Now we have resources set aside to specifically study this.
Yeah.
And find out why home inspectors typically only last 2 years,
Yeah.
2 to 3 years,
Yeah.
and then they're out. So we want to prevent that revolving door or at least slow it down so that we can provide better inspections for our consumers, for the.
Yeah.
public.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, and that's why we want to know. Now, my question, go ahead, WC.
The ELP is going to be a plus in all this.
I agree. It's gonna have a lot.
Do you agree?
Yeah, that's one reason we're going with it. Because we're gonna
Yep.
be able, we're gonna be able to query a lot of this information out of the system itself and find specifics. All right, find out, we can't really base it on, test scores. Because I know some
No.
guys that, 650, 700 on the school, on the test, and only inspected for a year, then quit, went back to doing something else. We can't base it on education because we've got a lot of people that are very successful that only have GEDs. And then we've got other people that are successful that have bachelors or masters or whatever. So,
Mhm.
or in Joe's case, a doctor. So we've got that education is not that either. We're just looking at, and that's the reason we want to know.
Since we have this list, I don't know how long we've had this list, has anyone sent a letter to the people individually saying, we're sorry to see you've not renewed your license, but remember, you're not allowed to do any inspections until you do renew your license?
Charlotte? So, my question, I guess, to Charlotte is, how did this come about now?
How did the,
Did somebody ask you to pull this list up? Is it something we
well,
talked about that I
from
forgot?
well, not the last meeting, the one before,
Yeah,
when
okay.
WC was asking about all of the, getting a list of all of the labs.
Okay,
Just 2 months ago.
so WC, that you are the one that actually generated this list, whether you know it or not.
I aim to.
Exactly, okay. So what do we do with it now? But for instance.
What do we do with it?
For instance, the first two on the lapse list are, they lapsed from last year. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
This year. Okay.
Jonathan Holan,
Yeah. He sent a cashier's check in, dated, returned to him in June. He has not mailed a replacement. So he's not licensed right now.
yeah,
Probably at least 10% or more of these names that are still actively inspected.
Right.
So how do we find out if they are? What do we want to do as a board to address this issue, if you want to call it an issue? And in some cases it is. Look at our last meeting, we had 2 guys that did renew for 6 months. We have one today. Do we need to be proactive in reaching out to these people and find out their expected?
It probably.
And
Yeah.
how are we gonna do it?
Phone call.
From whom?
I would first say an email. We should have their email, maybe,
We did.
and then a
We have email
letter.
and phone number. So,
Right. So, sorry to see you not doing inspections.
yes.
What are you doing now? We'd like to know, what were your reasons for quitting the inspections?
And oh, by the way,
Okay.
Almost like an exit interview,
Yeah, exactly. Very much an exit interview.
okay?
And why did you decide to leave?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So the question that I've got to the board now is how are we gonna do this? Who's gonna do this?
how are we gonna get Charlotte to send out 45 letters to ask why they left?
I don't think a
She
letter.
can't cover her stuff now, so.
That is the basis of my question. We have 178 non-renewals since 2016. Okay,
Let's start with the 21. We can work backwards. But we lost 45 in 21.
okay. How do you want to do it? Do you want to contact?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Do you want to do it? Do you,
Well, I think
should we have individual board members do it?
we should first come up with a letter, boilerplate, as an email, that we all agree that this is what we're going to know, their exit interview, why, sorry to hear. Come up with that, and just have it mass emailed out to everyone that's on the list.
Are you willing to do that, Tom? Not necessarily mass email, but create a letter.
Sure.
Create a letter,
Would split something up.
create a letter, bring it to the next board meeting. Or can he email that to Charlotte and Charlotte email each of the board members? No.
No,
Okay.
that's like,
All right, well, that's what's making
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So it's gotta be the next board
Okay.
meeting. So create a letter, an exit interview letter, if you will, and ask these questions. We will review that letter the next meeting. And then goes back to my question. Who's going to email or mail this letter or reach out to these individuals? Are we gonna put that on the administrator? Or are we as board members, like we do with renewals, take a group and do it ourselves?
I didn't know we did that. Yeah. No, I haven't.
Yeah, we can do that. We can split it up, divide it up in between members.
Okay.
We can do that.
Yeah.
And again, on some of this, I don't know that anybody has the time. I mean, in my opinion, we take this and we either make a phone call, we leave a voice, well, we send out an email, but we can't continue to hound these people where if we don't hear back from them, it is what it is. I mean, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
I agree. So
Is there a way we can organize this geographically?
Yeah.
So that those who live in Northwest Arkansas, I can take care of them, and then those who live in Hot Springs, those who live in Lodi.
absolutely. I think we can do it.
Yeah, we need to try to split. I think that's something the board members we can do, take something, share the load.
I think geographically would help. I don't know about Stuttgart or down that way, but
Same.
southern.
And we're not traveling to those areas.
No, we're not driving.
All we're doing is send an email and make a phone call.
But once we have it listed geographically, then maybe if we are out and about in real estate offices, and we happen to see a flyer from these people, hey, we're doing home inspections.
Hey, this is Kyle Rogers from the Fort Inspector License Registration Board. Just following up to see why you renewed or why you didn't renew, and if you're still performing inspections and so forth.
So between now and then, if Kyle works on that, he can ask me questions about what other questions we'd ask until the next board.
Could I ask for
Input?
input onto how to format the letter?
Not
from other board
things.
Not from the board members. Okay.
So,
So
Now,
That's the PhDs.
since we're going live September 1st, we're gonna approve this letter after that. Could we put it in a mass email that we're going to send out? Could we send it to inactive and active?
Doesn't make sense to send it active if it's an exit interview type letter.
No, we're sending out active to tell them that we're doing all this. Could we send out a mass email like Kyle, or like they said, to the inactive? We have their email, whatever. Could we send one only to the inactive or the lapsed?
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Like
really.
we're sent,
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, inactive and lapsed.
could that be a possibility after September? We could do that and then go over them, one of 4 areas or whatever. Split the state in 4 quarters, and I'll take southwest or southeast, or we could go over them like we do the renewals. Read each email that comes back or whatever.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying we can approve this letter next month. We will send it out in October. We will sit down like we do with our renewals and go over all these.
That's
Right.
that's my twist on it. I don't know if it'll work.
I have an idea.
Oh, gosh.
The idea is we could create like a free email, like at Gmail, ahirb@gmail.com, or follow up. We all have access to passwords to this email. We send out everything from this email, and then if anybody wants, no, it wouldn't work that way.
If we have all their emails.
Why don't we all go over them, Kyle?
Go over them.
I said, why don't we just all go over them when they come back?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Edward.
But if we already have their emails, can't we upload all their emails, send out a stock email to each one of them saying, Robert Yost, we noticed that your license lapsed last year. Here are the questions that we'd love to know.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
But in an email where we're not making where it just goes out from the ELP instead of from us individually. Is that possible?
I don't mind it going individually.
Oh, I don't care either. I mean, it might be a better touch to help
Well,
us.
that's the thing. As board members, we should be able to do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you ain't talking, we can do it.
Right, as long as we're not talking to each other, we can reach out to other inspectors.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I can make,
And I'm sorry, I hear Kyle and Dylan, they sound the same on the phone here. I said Kyle a while ago, but I think it was actually Dylan that said something.
all right, I want to make a motion. Motion is that the board gives, Kyle authority, if you want, or whatever, to create an exit interview letter for all of our lapsed and inactive applicants, licensees, sorry. And that we review that letter in September meeting. And then right after that, we will send that out to the inspectors on this list.
That's gonna give us the information, we're want, a lot of it, that we're paying for a study. I mean,
That's my motion.
And I apologize, that was Kyle. I thought it was Dylan.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
I have a second by Kyle. Any discussion? Did I make that motion clear?
Yep.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Kyle, work on that. You can talk with Charlotte.
Okay.
You need to, don't overwhelm.
No, that's
Okay,
right.
and I think you got a good idea what we want.
Yeah, but in the basic thing, two things. We wanna know, one, they know that they're not supposed to be doing any more inspections, and secondly, why are they not?
Right.
What happened?
I probably do the other way around. Sad to see you leave.
Right.
What happened?
Right.
What are you doing now? And then two, don't forget,
Correct.
without a license.
You got it. You got it.
There's a
That's
fine,
that's
there's a fine of
That's
what?
a tactful way of saying it.
Yes, there's a
Exactly.
fine
And
of
he's-
$500 per inspection,
He's gonna do it. All right.
whatever that fine is. Yeah.
Motion carries. Kyle will take care of that, bring it to the next meeting. All right, moving on. Number 3, the June MOU is. Dude. Charlotte, that's the one dated July 13th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah, it is June. Okay, so any questions on this?
We're paying $2,500 a month rent on how many square feet?
No, we're paying more than that now. We just don't know how much it is. They haven't told us.
Oh, that wasn't the new one?
No. Has Tyler been able to find out what our new rent payment's gonna be for last month?
He had somebody appraising the building yesterday, so I would get with him and ask him to see what he.
Okay.
You can buy a house for less than that.
All right. Commercial's always more. Commercial's always more square foot. Hey, just say it.
It's robbery.
All right. I'll entertain a motion on this MOU. Then I will make a motion that we approve Charlotte to sign this and get it paid. Got a second?
Second.
I have a
Why did
second.
they make us do this?
As soon as we went under DLL and we moved over here,
No, I mean, why are they making us approve it as board members?
we have
To
to,
show
appro-
we're helping steal the money or what?
we have to approve any expenditure over $100, I think, as a board. So Charlotte can't sign this on her own.
Good.
Because she's basically breaking the law.
Don't sign it.
And we're breaking the laws, robbing our inspectors, but hey, not a problem.
Contact your senator or congressman and let them know. That's the only way to address this.
This is a state-owned building.
It's a, I don't know if it's a state-owned building, I think it's leased, but I'm not sure. Regardless, it's based on square footage. That is the amount we pay. And we have for the last 2.5 years. Any other discussion? Did I get a second? Dylan, okay.
You got a second on that?
Any other discussion? All in favor of having Charlotte go ahead and sign this, get it paid, say aye. Aye. No? Abstain? Any opposed? I have three ayes, 1 abstain, and then,
One abstained,
what?
one abstaining.
Two abstain. The motion still carries.
Motion carried.
Yes.
Charlotte? Take care of that, thank you. Every month. That goes right into item number 4, effective July 1st. Rent was increased for our office space. We don't know right now. CFO Tyler Kane is having it appraised. I guess we're gonna find out next month, which will be 2 months into the new fee. Moving on to old business. Item number 1, website updates, issues, comments. Have y'all had a chance as inspectors to get on the website and look at it? I've used it extensively because I reply to other inspectors with questions regarding the standards, so I'm always back.
I've been so busy enough that I haven't had time to.
Okay, so no.
I'm not.
No,
I will ask you guys again, please get on there before the next meeting and just click on stuff. That's all I want you to do. Click on all the links on the sidebar, make sure it goes where it says it's going, make sure it's what you need to be looking for. All right? It's kind of up to us to keep an eye on this and make sure everything, if there's no dead links or anything like that. Okay? That kind of rolls into ELP. We've set a date for September instead of August 1st, obviously. That's going to be for the initial registration. That's the basis of what everything's going to be built off of. All right. They will start doing the data migration. They may have already started it, but they're going to start doing the data migration really soon anyway. That's where the renewals and the current licensees come into play. That's why I think we can go live with that October 1st or 15th. We'll see. Okay. Any questions about ELP? All right. Moving on to item number 10, administrator's update. Go ahead, Charlotte.
The usual weekly reports is still on there, it'll stay on there. The second one, I went to the legislative meeting with Miles Morgan, the general counsel for Department of Labor on July 20th, and the proposed rule changes were, and that the senators were reviewed and approved. Whatever is the next step, I'm waiting on.
Charlotte, hang on a second. What is the next step?
They need to be filed with the Secretary of State. I'm assuming, Mr. Morgan would have taken care of that. I spoke with him about that.
Can you follow up with him?
Yeah, yes, and just for the board's education on that, that is the final step. Once it's filed with the Secretary of State, they will go into effect 10 days from the date they were filed. If they were filed until the legislature makes you update the rules again after the next session.
Right, okay, so with these rule changes and stuff, when they are, because they've been reviewed and approved, once they 10 days after they go into effect, we need to be sure we update those rules on our website. Okay. All right, sure, go ahead, I'm sorry.
And, well, I sent out the August expiration letters for the insurance, I sent those out on July 19th. And one of the things, because these are going to current home inspectors, and I'm not having as much of a problem as far as with new applicants. The majority of them do have the correct address as far as for this forward. But a lot of the existing home inspectors are still sending in their certificates with the old address, and even though mail will be forwarded until November, I want to send something additional, a mass email or something to let them know that our address has changed. And I put, I think, a little sample, yeah, because yeah, the small letter that's highlighted, that's not usually on there, but I wanted to put that on there just for us to send out to the current. And if there's anything that y'all think I would need to add, I can do that too, but I'm getting a lot that still have the old address.
Right.
Yeah, we've got to get that updated.
Okay. And then we'll give it this letter. All right. Charlotte.
So I can send that email
Yes,
out.
ma'am.
Okay. And the fiscal year end reports, I kind of get those emails pretty constant from DFNA, and just whatever they're asking at the time. I send it to them, whatever information they're asking for. I have, as far as the IT budget and expenditure plan, that was completed on June 22nd. The report on board and commission meetings was completed on July 7th. And, well, that's again the fiscal year thing that's complete. And as far as the closing books, that was turned in by July 18th, was the deadline. And I'm working on the second part of it that's due on August 11th. And that's pretty much all I know. Another thing, too, I'm going to have to make a pretty large purchase on paper, toner, envelopes, laminating vouchers for the applicant's license. Probably within the next couple of weeks.
How much will that be?
Well, the toner is almost $400, and paper has been fluctuating anywhere from $40-some a case. We try to get it as cheap as I can get it. The toner is the biggest expense.
So if we approve $500 for upcoming expenditures, that'll cover it.
No, probably about $6.
So we can approve up to $600 for upcoming expenditures in the next month. It's gonna happen real quick. That's my motion. I have a second.
I second that.
I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving Charlotte, $600, up to $600 spent on toner, office postage, envelopes, that kind of stuff?
Yep. Actually,
Not postage, but
envelopes.
envelopes and stuff. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Charlotte, up to $600 for that. All right,
Can I ask a question after that vote?
yes.
What do we pay $46.12 a month copier lease and then buy our own paper and toner?
I've never even been hooked up to the copier here, but from what finance has told me, that's a charge that's on everybody's monthly MOU.
That copier charge That copier charge is split amongst all of the tenants in the building, each agency, I guess. And we just have to pay our share. Whether we use it or not. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I know.
Thank you. Moving on, item number 11, 2022 registration renewals. We have Richard McDermott. Everyone got his file, I believe. I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve Richard McDermott for renewal.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second by Kyle. Any discussion?
The way I'm looking at this, he went to the class in February, but they put the wrong name on it. So we haven't had him renewed? Or am I reading this all wrong?
Apparently, yes, the CE information had the wrong inspector and the wrong business name and address. So it was sent to the wrong place. So he didn't have it.
So we're charging him $500 because Ari made a mistake?
No, we're charging him $250 because he was late getting the stuff in anyway. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. I mean, I know what you're saying, but yes. It states he didn't conduct any inspections from the end of the year up to July 6th. Everything else is current, up to date.
This check is for $500.
Yeah, 250, that's for his license.
Okay.
Yeah. Another 250.
So we're fining him $250 because this went to the wrong place and he never said anything or never renewed, but hasn't done any home inspections.
We are not
Is
finding.
that right?
No, it's not right. We are not finding him anything. That is the late fees that are laid out in the rules that says has to be paid. Okay,
So I'm just kind of wondering what, if he sent this out and went to the wrong address or whatever, you know. I don't know, it's kind of weird to me.
It's handwritten down here at the bottom
yeah, it's been tried.
of the CE out.
Yes.
The attendee's name and inspector number are correct. However, the wrong address, name and address were put on with it. It should be Harrison Home Inspections.
Okay, so okay, never mind. Forget what I said previously.
So, yeah,
Did this guy he's this late renewing, or he didn't have this to renew with? That's what I'm asking.
He's late renewing.
We're good.
I had talked to him before he sent in his paperwork, and at first he didn't plan on renewing his license, but he had changed his mind because of the real estate climate.
so he did not, I don't know if you heard that, WC. Charlotte talked to him before he sent his paperwork in. He did not intend to renew at all. He is
So this was just definitely him.
hang on.
Yes.
He is a licensed plumber, so he probably had work anyway, wasn't too concerned about it, was not gonna renew, and then saw how the market was and decided to go ahead and renew. So either way, he was late renewing.
Okay. But did you notice that his family member is a broker?
I didn't know if they were a broker or, a realtor.
Mhm.
Do anything to that office.
Are you or your spouse or anyone in the immediate extended family a real estate salesperson or a broker?
He said,
Yes.
yes, and he also said that he read and he agrees to comply with the rule. And that's all we ask of him.
Oh, okay, on this one, it was, I didn't see, my fault, bye.
Any other discussion? Are you good, WC?
I'm good.
All right. All in favor of approval for, Mr. McDermott, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, he's approved.
I did have one comment.
Go ahead.
We have this list of people who've not renewed. I've heard from other inspectors who are out in the field saying, why do we have so many inspectors? It's just flooding the market with inspectors and no one's switching the working wage. And I just said, I'll just bring that to the board. And I don't know if there's anything at all, or that's just, it's an open market. It's a free market society, and whoever wants to be an inspector can be an inspector.
As long as they meet the requirements. That's it.
Exactly. That's basically what I told them. There's nothing we can do to stop them.
There's a guy,
But they will work their way in or out.
there's a guy that he's had his license for a year and a half, I think, maybe two. He charges like $200.
Yeah.
Some people just don't think their time is as valuable as others.
I mean, that's where their skills.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, you've got people that jump in because of, hey, this is a great market. My friends are gonna use it, but that doesn't mean they're confident.
Right.
And it means it's gonna be weeded out eventually.
Like right now, it's starting to weed. You got agents that'll list it for 4% or 5%.
Yeah, 3.5%, you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a reason why he is doing that for $200,
Right.
because that's how he generates business. There's people that list houses for, whatever, they can charge whatever, but, you're trying to save some bucks and it's gonna bite you in the end.
Second comment. We're under the Department of Labor. Are the realtors and appraisers under the Department of Labor?
Yes.
Both
Yeah.
of them?
Nope.
Yes, they are.
Nope.
Yes, they are, Mr. McBride.
Yeah, they are.
My office represents
Well,
both.
but we're run by federal law. That's the only thing I was bringing out.
No,
We are under the Department of Labor, but we're run by federal law
No, we're not.
Run by the-
because,
We're
Pardon?
we're run by state code. We
the
just,
appraisal business?
Oh, the
no,
appraisal.
no. You,
Talking about real
Yeah,
estate.
Department of Appraisers.
I forget you're an
So
appraiser.
they're under the,
However, the appraisers are also under Department of Labor license.
Yes,
All of-
but all of our ground rules and everything's set up by the federals.
Well, okay.
That's what I'm saying. We're different with the home inspectors versus the appraisers. And that was what the question was.
The
We're
question-
under it.
The question was about realtors, real estate commission.
And the appraisers, if, within the state of Arkansas, are they all under the Department of Labor?
Yes.
Yes, they are. Okay.
They are.
there are federal guidelines for Mr. McBride is correct.
Right, there are federal guidelines for the
appraisers.
appraisers.
Right.
But the license, yes, the licensing board itself is in the same department.
Yes.
It's up the hallway.
Okay, I just
All
wanted,
of the bids are right back here behind y'all.
Yeah, exactly. They're all agreed.
Oh, we're me out.
All right. Anything else regarding that? Okay. Item number 12, next meeting is going to be September 7th in this room, same place at 9:30. Okay.
Giving out that information could be deadly.
To a lot of people, and that's a good thing. All right. I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Meeting's adjourned.
Later, WC.
Thanks, WC.
Later.
The WC has to be present.
I would have phoned in next time and wait that 10-second delay.